Telekom Malaysia is revising its dividend policy downwards to 40 to 60% of profit after tax and non-controlling interest in light of the current operating landscape. This is a drop from its decade-old promise of up to 90% of net profit or at least 700 million ringgit, whichever is higher. It will take effect from the next dividend declaration. This comes as TM expects the challenging environment to persist for both retail and wholesale segments. The telco giant announced today that it had slipped into a net loss of 175.6 million ringgit for third quarter, from a net profit of 211.8 million ringgit. This was due to impairment loss on wireless and fixed network assets. Revenue was flattish, inching up by 0.2% to 2.95 billion ringgit. TM says it will continue to focus on strengthening the performance of its core business and operations. Tan Sri Shukri Saleh, who was a former aide to Dato Sri Najib Razak, has been ousted as Bank Rakyat Board Chairman with immediate effect. The Entrepreneur Development Ministry announced that he has been dismissed over his alleged involvement in the tampering of the original 1MDB audit report. It said any decision made during his term as chairman, which has an implication on Bank Rakyat, will be rechecked and cancelled if it affects Bank Rakyat's interest. The ministry will announce a new chairman once the appointment process is finalized. Over the weekend, Auditor General Tan Sri Dr. Madina Mohamad confirmed that the original 2016 audit report on 1MDB by the National Audit Department had been tampered with on Najib's orders. According to Madina, the sequence of events began with Shukri, then former Chief Private Secretary to Najib, requesting on February 20, 2016 that the 1MDB audit team submit the final report on 1MDB for discussion with the then PM. Among others, Madina said Shukri had ordered the removal of a paragraph mentioning the presence of Lotek Joe's attendance at a 1MDB board meeting. Meanwhile, Bernama reports that Madina's predecessor Tan Sri Amrin Buang was called to the MACC today, presumably to assist a probe into the same matter. IJM Corp's second quarter net profit nosedived by 80.8% to 21.92 million ringgit on the back of lower revenue in nearly all its divisions. It was also dragged down by an increase in net unrealized forex loss from 400,000 ringgit to 33.5 million ringgit. Revenue slumped 18.1% to 1.31 billion ringgit on lower contribution from its group's construction, property development, manufacturing and quarrying, as well as plantations divisions. IJM proposed a single-tier first interim dividend of 2 cents per share. Going forward, IJM expects continued growth in its construction division based on an outstanding order book of 8.8 billion ringgit. The group's property division has unbilled sales of about 2 billion ringgit and is expected to deliver a satisfactory performance in FY19. However, there will be challenges ahead for the group's manufacturing and quarrying and plantation segment. Serba Dynamic has been ranked among Forbes Asia's best 200 under a billion list 2018. This is the first time it made the cut. The annual list honors 200 leading public companies in the Asia-Pacific region, boasting an annual revenue of between 5 million and 1 billion USD, with a positive net income and publicly traded for at least a year. The oil and gas and power generation firm was among those that stood out among the 24,000 companies screened from the aspect of sales growth and earnings growth in the past 12 months and over 3 years, and for the strongest 5-year return on equity. Pleasantly surprised by the award, CEO Dato Dr. Abdul Karim Abdullah attributed the achievement to teamwork, perseverance and planning. Serba Dynamic joins 2 other Malaysian companies on the list, MyEG Services and Pentamaster. Petra Energy has sunk deeper into the red, with its third quarter net loss having more than tripled to 26.97 million ringgit. This is its second consecutive quarter of losses, which it blamed on higher losses from both the services and production and development segments. Revenue fell 30% to 119.74 million ringgit from 170.99 million ringgit a year ago. The quarterly performance weighed on its 9-month results, dragging the group down to a net loss of 41.88 million ringgit from a net profit of 470,000 ringgit in the previous year. Meanwhile, revenue shrank by 19.4% to 275.59 million ringgit. On prospects, Petra Energy says market sentiments remain cautious for the oil and gas industry. The group adds that it will continue to manage costs, increase efficiency and explore opportunities within the sector.